I had to paint my entire ceiling the last few days.
And now, so this is, I'm going to,
I might write.
That's a good sheet.
giving you sharing, but see,
There you
just,
go.
yeah, shared
I
it.
literally, my entire right
So,
side, it's dead.
Yeah.
But
Can
I
you switch
did.
hands?
Not really, no.
Now,
I can't like.
I'm
move
just,
it up.
hi guys, can you hear me? No, what? Oh, she needs to be able to, yeah.
It's been a really intense couple of weeks.
Connie, Diane, we're gonna do a sound check. Just wanna give a thumbs, Allie's gonna do a so just give a thumbs up when you can hear her.
Hi, Shadow.
Hi, Shadow.
Oh, hold on a second. We can't hear you guys.
No, you sure? Did you put us on mute? No, I took us
Well, I
off
just said,
mute.
put your thumb up.
The Diane speaking.
Yeah.
Hi, Shadow.
Is the
Hello?
volume on
They can
here?
hear it.
They're not hearing us, she said.
You guys muted?
No, they're
No,
not.
I took it
No.
off mute.
All right.
Oh, here.
Do it again. Yeah, I did.
Oh, there we go.
See, it's off. Okay.
Brad, how do you take?
It's one, you know what to do. I can hear you.
Well, no, I think it's actually.
I like how she's doing it.
Dr. D? Yeah,
I'll be here.
let me text Ryan.
Yeah, we gotta find out what Julie is.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we go down
That's,
to
Susie.
Julie's down there or up there?
Emma Blouse, she's supposed to be here. Emma, I think.
Oh, look, it's
Julie's-
Brad.
The laptop itself isn't muted, right?
Julie's in,
No.
but Emma is not, I guess.
Yeah, we haven't seen Emma yet. Should I go up there and see if Julie's?
No, I'm sure her mother.
Okay, the volume on the TV
Yeah, from
screen
this
is
is
not
working.
why.
Now I know why we,
After, we
it's
turned
coming
it
back
off.
to me. I think there was an issue with both of these monitors.
We'll find out what happens. She's in there, she's in there.
Yeah, I was having an
Did you
issue,
look up?
remember earlier this
I don't
year
think
when
she
I
would stay
was
down
one
and-
outside there
Nobody
and kept on the connectivity
And then
was
you'll
the
be able to
biggest.
do it today.
Just kept on losing Wi-Fi.
I know you did say so.
This one's gone through.
Because she
No, I
said,
didn't. You know.
no, she said to us, if she comes in, but I didn't tell her when she went down. I was waiting for her to come up. And then,
However if you're comfortable sitting, sit. If you're comfortable standing, stand. However you prefer.
Redirect.
They won't see me much anyways.
Hi. Yeah, otherwise she would have come up here. She didn't come here, that means she went up.
Look there, I mean, it looks, it's a beautiful picture there.
Yeah, let me
Because it's
grab
like,
one
it's
right
very,
now.
between the screen and the fireplace right behind it. It's very nice.
So,
Maybe this one.
yeah, they needed this to,
This is why,
Make
in
sure.
spite of me.
Is it
like,
not in the
speaking
book?
out,
Is
I'm
it-
getting it confirmed. This is
Fine.
what's happening. It's right there.
She's supposed to go up to the
Oh,
Starbucks.
here it comes.
Yeah. Should have told her
It's
ahead.
stuffy in here, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Ryan,
please help us.
I knew that. Help!
What happened, because it was showing before I left.
Well, I just clicked on menu.
We can see it, but we can't,
This is,
we can't hear. We were just doing a sound check for.
this,
Ryan will fix it.
I forgot to ask my son when he got his vaccination. When you
Can
get
you,
your vaccination, because you both had
make
it,
sure that you're
I
reconnected,
had
Ally,
both.
to, the Apple
did
TV.
they,
Talia.
or did they have the injection already prepared and just gave it to you? Then find it, or did they have it? Did they have to mix it? Or
No, it was already made.
measure?
put their names and everything.
It was already made.
I put it several times, had it already ready. That's what I thought. That's why I won't get it.
Still trying to decipher. Unless that was one of the, like, unless that was like.
Yes, it is, because one size is tall. Are you the same size as her? I know I'm not. Why would, does it matter?
Guess speaker.
Why would I
No,
want
not that, but I'm guessing.
That's for her size and weight and not for my,
But still, it was I'm like, great, I'm
I
filming
worked
this.
who said injections should not be one size fits all. It's ridiculous. One size fits all.
Julie's coming.
No, it doesn't. How many different people do you see here? How many different
Hey
weights
guys,
and
you
colors
come
you
in.
got?
Yeah, we're just setting up, still a little
Okay.
early. Yeah.
How can somebody who weighs
I'm gonna watch
500
her.
pounds
Oh,
with the same
actually, not
injection?
here, my
it's not
budget.
that
Not here, yeah, I don't think,
Somebody's being over vaccinated. In that case.
Whoa! Look at this.
On my bucket, I want to know, I'll put my name on it.
Because if they did it according to my weight and size, then I might say, okay, I'll.
understand.
For me?
I don't want the
For you,
fact that
I
one
wrote it last night.
Okay,
But
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
Oh, hold on a second, Ryan.
I want to see you. Your dog, what time?
So,
I escaped.
Mine were different.
airplay?
So,
Yeah, it's on.
what do you mean? I got the price.
Ooh, my
That's
favorite
And then you
game.
can,
what brand it is. I don't care what brand it
Turn on
is.
speaker.
Do we turn the speaker on?
No, that's bad. My
it is
sister,
on.
my sister Angela did. I feel bad for her.
It
yeah,
should be
then we
connected
called
to,
it and
to
then
this
they
thing.
brought it back again.
Now they recalled it again.
And there's this
Wow.
new.
So I
there's this
don't.
New bubble of variant and a variant.
Playing from here, but it should be.
Yeah,
So
they just scare me.
it's,
That's
I know, how could be us.
It just scares me.
Hello, everybody.
Can you hear us now?
Is anybody here?
That's speaking.
No, Dad, he's with you.
I hope they can. Well,
Can
we
you
don't
hear us, Nat, up there?
Just a second. Thank you.
All
Just-
right, as
Yeah,
long as
wait
you
a
can
second.
hear us.
They'll let us know.
I'll have to see it. It's,
Ryan's working on it. so.
yeah.
Good idea.
And I see a green dot on the left hand.
All right, so Julie's up there now. See,
All
I
right.
thought that might happen. That you went down there.
What happened?
When Julie came in, I didn't get up enough to tell her to come up and go to the Starbucks.
Oh.
But she was waiting for her and down the stairs.
We would've waited so long.
Yeah, it said, good thing that she said, is Julie with you? And then Julie said, no, she's waiting. So Donna went down, Donna went down and got her.
Hi, friends.
Could you hear that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you so much.
Yep, of course.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you? Okay.
So Brad, Donna's gonna, setting up out here with, her sewing machine, getting all the, yeah, there's a good number of, vests that had like loose buttons and stuff like that. Cool, so, that's nice. No, she still doesn't have that equipment. So I said, contact Chase and see if you could, see if you could go over there. She thinks maybe it's over there or something.
I heard Allie's laugh.
I mean, I can wait. So proud. Just CEO right there.
Hi, Zachary.
Hi, Allie.
Who that is? B. Jackie. That's the one.
I don't know who that is.
Thomas.
Victoria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've seen him.
Oh, yeah. Kenny, David. Kenny. Oh, we gotta meet David. Oh, he does. He's muted. And Zachary needs to mute. I'm just gonna say. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
There you go. You're unmuted. Hello.
Hi, John. Hi, Kenny.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, scooch in so. There you go.
Hello, everybody else. I see Zach and Thomas and Casey.
You don't see me.
I hear you, Zachary. David, Cubby, Greg, Jenny, Juliana, Katie. Super great group today. Well, super great group every week. Juliana, Jenny, Sharice, Ian, yay.
Almost.
Hello, Megan.
Right.
We're
Are you still reading books, Katie?
Yes, that's Katie Fawn. I believe she is. I believe she is.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Julie.
Hi,
Yeah, so we have here with us in person, Julie, Natalia, Ren, Sam, Brad.
Where?
Comes Adam.
Oh, and Adam's coming in.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
cool. Super cool. Yay. Yes,
Yeah.
please do. Good afternoon, Juliana. Oh, hi, Susie.
Hi, Susie. Hi, Ruth. Organizing here. Just organizing.
All right, everybody, it's 1 o'clock. Our last Sparkle Power Hour for the summer, and we'll start back up again in September, but there's a lot of other great activities that we're planning for this summer. So sit tight and all will be revealed, and a lot of great training opportunities are going
Wish
to
I could do something.
Zachary, you will always be involved. Everyone will always be involved. Yes, because that's what we do, right? We're all about teaching and training and doing great, sparkly, fantastic things.
Understood.
Okay, so we have an incredibly special speaker today, the one, the only Allie Wood, who has created this amazing presentation on AAC. We are so grateful, appreciative, and thankful for her joining us. And she spent a lot of time and effort on this presentation. And it's so great that we're going to be incorporating it into our service learning program.
Let me take care of this bug here.
So very excited for that. Zachary, I need you and everyone else to give Allie your full attention and respect. And okay, we're going to stop his video. All right, so if everyone would be so kind and to go on mute, and we'll definitely have time for questions.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I
Zachary.
can't start my video.
That's because I turned off your video.
Can you please turn it on?
Okay. All right, so warm welcome, Sparkle Hour Power Hour. Welcome to Allie Wood.
Hi, friends.
What's happening, guys?
Today I'll be talking about augmentative alternative communication, AAC for short, and my history with it. AAC is tools, systems, strategies, and devices that replace and support someone who can't use their natural voice to speak. The first A in AAC stands for augmentative communication. When you augment something, you add to it or replace it with something else. The second A in AAC stands for alternative communication. This is when you are not able to speak, you find a different way to communicate. Some examples of AAC are using sign language, symbols, and pictures, letterboards, communication devices, etc. There are two types of AAC. The first one is known as unaided, which doesn't require a physical aid or tool for the user to use. The next one is aided, which does require tools or materials that assist users. There are text-based and symbol-based AAC, as well as any other way we can communicate with each other that falls in the multimodal communicator category. Like I mentioned in the last slide, one of the two types of AAC is known as unaided, which doesn't require any tools or equipment. Fun fact, everyone uses unaided AAC all the time without knowing. Unconsciously, when we communicate through facial expressions, body language, and gestures, we are all using unaided AAC, which to some people, it's their only form of communication they can use. American Sign Language, which is its own language, is also considered to be AAC. Then we have aided AAC, which requires users to use tools and/or equipment to communicate. There are a variety of different tools and equipment one may use to communicate, such as communication boards, choice cards, pod books, PECs, keyboard and alphabet charts, speech generating devices, or communication devices and apps from the Apple or Android store like I use. The next few slides will go into more detail about each one. Communication boards allow users who may be nonverbal or have limited language and communication skills to express their needs and wants. Users communicate by selecting symbol-based pictures of a word. They may select only one or multiple to form a sentence. It all depends on the user and their abilities. Communication boards can be handmade boards or a piece of paper with symbols or on an AAC app. For users who may be nonverbal or have limited language and communication skills, choice cards also allows them to pick and choose symbol-based pictures of a word to communicate their needs and wants. Unlike the communication board where they might be able to select multiple words and symbols at the same time, choice cards is a simpler form of communication by only allowing the user to communicate with only one word. Choice cards may have 6 options, less or more depending on the user and their abilities. Some users may have multiple cards for different situations such as food, playtime, etc. Some choice cards might just be the symbols and words where the user points to them, or they have Velcro to put their selection on top like you see in the photo. PEX stands for Picture Exchange Communication System. They are printed and laminated symbols of words with Velcro on the back. Users are able to stick words onto the detachable sentence strip on the front to communicate. Symbols and words can be arranged to fit best for the user. There are 6 phrases while training users. Users learn to exchange single symbols into their needs and wants. They can do things on a table, floor, pointing to what their teacher or parent is holding up, etc. The next step is to incorporate what they learned and try it out with new places and different people to get a bigger range of communication. Once they master communicating their needs and wants just with the symbols, they move on and start using a PEX book, as you can see in the picture. To start them off, users start selecting from only a few options, mainly their favorite things and or most frequently words and symbols. The next step is learning to form I want sentences on the detachable sentence strip on the front of their PEX book. Next, answer what they want questions and
Is that better?
who I see, I hear questions.
Hi guys, just want to, can everyone please mute? Thank you.
Like I was saying, once they master communicating their needs and wants just with the symbols, they move on and start using a PEX book, as you can see in the picture. To start them off, users start selecting from only a few options, mainly their favorite things and or most frequently words and symbols. The next step is learning to form I want sentences on the detachable sentence strip on the front of their PEX book. Next is learning to answer what do you want questions, and the final step is commenting and responding to I see, I hear questions. A POD book contains symbols and words to support communication for those who are nonverbal or have limited language and communication skills. Similarly to PEX. POD stands for Pragmatic Organization Dynamic Display. Pragmatic is how we use language socially and purposefully. Organization are words and symbols arranged in a system that fits best for the user. And lastly, dynamic display is having the user's vocabulary on multiple pages for a larger range of communication. A POD book's page might be themed as places, food, gestures, and more. This method works similarly in AAC symbol-based apps. We'll talk more about those later on. Keyboard and alphabet charts are printed sheets of the alphabet. Users are able to point to each letter to form a word or sentence. The variety of the different keyboards gives the users and their parents or teacher options of which type of keyboard will work best. The QWERTY keyboard is the general format of the alphabet we use on our computer and mobile devices. An ABC order keyboard obviously has the letters going from A to Z. A fiddly or frequency keyboard has the user's most frequent used letters in the center and the rest of the letters on the outside. This helps the user find letters easily and communicate quicker. An encoded keyboard, as you can see from the picture, has the letters and numbers divided into boxes with colors that help associate which letter or number the user is using. As an example, if you want to use the letter P, for the prospector the user would tap on the last box which includes the letter P. The next step would be to tap on the color yellow dot wherever that may be located, and then the person next to him or her would know that the user is saying the yellow letter in that box, which happens to be the letter P. Lastly, a coded keyboard has the alphabet in order of A to Z with only 5 numbers indicating the number of row. It works similarly like encoding. The user gets a cheat sheet that is a modified version of the keyboard with a dot of each color with a number above each color. For an example, if the user wants to use the letter P, they would point to the blue color to show that their letter is in the blue column, and then the number 3 indicating that the letter P is the blue color of row 3. Speech-generated communication devices, aka voice output communication aids, are electronic AAC systems for users to communicate. There are many options of devices for users to use depending on their vocabulary and physical abilities. There are devices with selective words or core words with symbols that can be pre-recorded by parents and teachers. There are also devices with programs that work similar as an AAC app on the iPads or mobile devices. There are eye tracker devices and more. The Apple and Android store have many apps that are specifically for users to use as their form of communication. As you probably already know, I use one of those apps on my iPhone. There are text-to-speech apps like the one I use, symbol-based apps, and a combination of both. The app the user uses all depends on the user's abilities and preferences, same with which device they use. As you can see, most communication apps are available on iOS, the Apple Watch, and some on Android as well. Most of them aren't free. Most of the time the school district or the user itself pays for them. Text-based AAC allows users to type out words to communicate. Many people who can read and or write prefer to use this method, as it involves a combination of spelling and the ability to choose exactly what to say and how they want to say it. Apps include word prediction to speed up communication while typing. Text-based systems and or apps include, but are not limited to, Proloquo for text, Proloquo to go, Touch Chat, iCommunicate, and Sonoflex. Symbol-based communication is the alternative in augmentative and alternative communication, AAC. This alternative to speech includes pointing or gazing to symbols, signing or spelling. Communication means to send and receive messages with at least one other person. Symbols are representations of an event, action, object, person, or place that can be used to communicate about the event, action, object, person, or place. Symbols can be used for both receptive and expressive communication. Some symbol-based apps that users can use are Touch Chat, Proloquo2Go, and Sonoflex, to name a few. As you may remember from earlier in the presentation, symbol-based AAC can also be found in Podbooks and PECs for those who may need a more physical touch. Multimodal communicators are all our many different methods we use to communicate with one another. Ways we communicate on a regular basis consists of, but are not limited to, verbal communication, texting, emailing, handwriting, using body language, American Sign Language, and lastly using an AAC device. Communication is everyone's right. Here are some benefits for a user who uses AAC. AAC allows users to express themselves, strengthen comprehension, increase independence, enhance or modify behavior, learn time management, organization, sense of time, boost social skills and acceptance, decreases anxiety and stress, improve memory and information processing, and demonstrate the individual's knowledge. For the next part, I'll be talking about my own history with using AAC over the years. A few years before I began kindergarten, I used American Sign Language to communicate among unaided AAC. My mom taught me originally, and then when I began kindergarten, a speech therapist who knew ASL worked with me in learning the language further. In elementary school, she also taught my classmates as well. In middle school, I worked one-on-one with her. Over the years since, I've forgotten a lot of the language and have in a sense made up signs based on what I remember. Today, my own sign language is a mixture of finger spelling, text abbreviations, and my own made-up signs. I only sign with my mom now. The very first AAC device I ever used was the Dynavox Dynamite. Users were able to press on the given categories of where each word was located in order to create a sentence. Many apps still works like this. It's like a podbook inside the device, or like a symbol-based app. Users were able to also use the AA through Z keyboard as well. Back in the 90s, this as well as others I'm sure was what was available. This was before devices were able to be built thinner. It was pretty big and bulky for me to carry around in elementary school. It got damaged a lot and I wasn't able to use it during gym or recess. However, I was able to use sign language as well. Who remembers these keyboards in the top picture? They were called Alpha Smart or Neos, or Janos keyboards. The one difference between those and the Link, which is the keyboard in the bottom picture, is that the Link spoke. I, as an user, typed out what I was going to say and it spoke. I was also able to use it as a laptop as well by saving what I said and printing it later on. In middle school, I also used this smaller device called a Pound Top, and another generation of it as well. As you can see, these are much smaller, almost like mobile devices today. I think I was able to use the pre-made symbol-based buttons to communicate, but I probably used the keyboard a lot more often. Since it was more portable, I used this more with my friends and family, and took it home with me each day. AAC device options in high school was a big game changer for me. Midway through high school, I began using Apple's iPod Touch, which blended in with society during that time. I also was able to use it like a regular iPod as well. The app seen here is called ProLoco or 2Go. This was my first AAC app I used. Again, like the other devices, I had the option of using the symbols and or the keyboard. Midway through college, I began using ProLoco for text and have been using it ever since. The app is pretty simple. It only has a keyboard which allows me to type out everything. Even though ProLoco for text doesn't have any simple base pre-made buttons, it does have an option to create text-based most frequent quick phrases buttons. For example, I have an Usher speech button saved for whenever I do Usher speech, among other prospect-related buttons. I was never a fan of using pre-made buttons. I felt that they took away from my personality and with the unpredictably of how conversations go and spontaneously of how I communicate with someone. So when I started using this app, it was a game changer. I was able to communicate the way I wanted to, and not be encouraged to use the buttons. Here's me with Ren a few years ago, teaching her about the Theater 4 projector. And lastly, here's some photos of me using AAC here at the theater.
Christopher.
What's so funny? What's so funny?
Oh.
Yay,
Well, incredibly well done. Anyone would like to open it up for any questions? I definitely want to, I've learned so much, and especially the benefits. Allie's time management, organization, and is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So always on top of things, always prepared. And yes, Chris, you have to unmute. There you go.
How old were you when you started to need to have something to talk?
About 5 years old.
Wow, pretty young.
Yeah, we have a question from Jeff here in the.
Bring it, Jeff.
The current way that you use to talk, is that your preferred way, like far beyond anything else? Is there anything that like holds light to that? Just free typing.
Jeff's question for those that maybe didn't hear it at home, that if Allie's her current system that she uses is that her preferred?
Yeah. It sounds like that's far beyond like everything. Is there anything like, is there like a second close one?
She's typing out her answer now.
Yes, I can type whatever I want, though there are some things I would want to change about the app.
What kind of
Yeah,
what
yes,
kind of things would you want to change about it?
There are some things she'd like to change, so we're waiting to hear on her recommendations. And this could be talk about a game changer. You could become a multimodal consultant.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading the comments of Michael Obadiah saying, wonderful, Allie.
I was thinking a few weeks about finding another app actually and possibly go back to using the pre-made buttons just for Prospector related. But the previous app, Proloquor 2, goes way too complicated to figure out.
So like a blend of the two?
You need to learn like coding to create your own buttons, or can you just like pre-program? We got a lot of techie people. I just love how to do that.
So asking about the technical abilities of this and how to change. If you have to code it, that's another language to me altogether. I don't understand, but obviously Allie does it very well. And there's a lot of prospects that are very technical. I am
Ryan.
not one of them. What?
Ryan can help you.
Yes, and yes, Ryan, yes. Ryan, Sam, Ren, Allie, there's so many great technical.
It's all in the settings that makes it so complicated. I have the app on the phone, cute and Roy. I can show you it later.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I want to read some more comments. Juliana, I remember you changed the accent for Downton Abbey. And her question is, are there other accents you can do?
No.
Yes.
And what are they?
Computers.
That happens.
Before my friend Brian Conway died, and he was in school with us. He used a computer to talk, and it would say things, and it would even do games because he can't talk just like Paul, but he was in a wheelchair, so that makes a lot of differences.
So Allie has an answer to the question.
I think Australian and others, and some are all age-based and gender-based.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yes, Thomas.
The one thing that I like most about Allie is she's very likable, she's smart, she's intelligent, and she's the #1 usher in the world that knows where to sell prospects, where to go, what to do, what time. I mean, she's like the whole package.
Yay! Well said, Thomas. Well said. Michael Obadiah's question. Allie, are you always eager for next generation AAC improvements? Good question, Michael.
Absolutely. The key one would be less monotoned in the voices.
Oh, exactly. Oh, Emma Biles is here. Yes, Emma.
I have a question. Was it difficult for you to like type before you had the iPhone typewriter? Was it difficult for you to type on that?
I don't remember.
We all know.
If it was difficult to learn, but Allie, it was you were a youngin', right? Yeah, you don't remember. That's a good question, Emma. Yeah.
Rebecca has her hand up.
Yes, Rebecca. It's okay.
Come back to you.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Zach wants you to try an Australian accent.
Long bye.
Just say like good day.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I am an Australian English speech synthesis voice from a cappella group.
Okay.
Not bad.
What did he say?
Not bad.
Pretty cool.
And so your name is Lisa now. Hi, Lisa. Oh boy.
Okay. Any other oh, yes, Rebecca. Yes, Rebecca. About sign language?
I'm hesitant to admit that I took what you took in high school. As did a friend of mine, and we both, I wasn't. I'll reteach her simply. Together. And I know how to finger fluttering.
That's super cool. Super cool. So Rebecca's letting Allie know that she took sign language in American Sign Language in high school, and so she has a good recollection of it. And
Can you read the letters?
very cool, very cool. We have some, yes, so just to let, yes, James has a question.
Allie, I'm curious, over the course of using all the AAC and today, what was the most frustrating thing for you? And then second part, people here know you, but if I were to give advice to like my parents coming in for the first time, what would you want them to know?
So James, our new MOD, he started yesterday, so he's here to ask a question. And for those that may not have asked, it was a two-part question about the most difficult of using AAC. And the second part was if, say, he had someone from the outside, like his parents, come to the theater, what recommendations or suggestions he could give them to communicate with Allie.
The most difficult thing is probably going through different devices and being encouraged to use the buttons, which I didn't want to use at all. And then secondly, you can tell them how I use an iPhone to communicate.
I have a question, Kathleen.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Oh.
Oh, hold on.
I'm sorry.
I
Go
was
ahead.
stubborn.
What was that, Allie? What did you?
Stubborn.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
But don't you feel, do you feel that your stubbornness, and I say that is a great thing that has helped you excel in using this? Yes. I want to be as stubborn as you are. Yeah. And I say that with love, like it's a good thing to learn. But, yes, Kenny.
Why didn't you want to use the buttons? Because I thought the buttons would be easier.
Hands up for those who definitely see this fitting into service learning.
Like I said, I was stubborn, but I was never a fan of using pre-made buttons. I felt that they took away from my personality and with the unpredictably of how conversations go and spontaneously of how I communicate with someone.
Ah, okay. That makes, yeah. Now I do
Go
remember.
Shadow.
Yeah. Because there's one and only Ally. So.
Yeah,
That's right.
She's the best.
she is.
She's definitely the best for as long as she still live.
So Emma has another question.
This is not a question, but like, I just want to say that I learned some sign language in high school, and it's really fun, and I think we should learn it here, and we should prevent
You hear the question?
No, I can't.
help each other out or help another person who does not speak
Mhm.
can learn that we can talk to them through.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, we are having a sign language class.
My
Oh, I wonder if there's 3 new messages.
Yes.
Can you see Casey's? So Casey's asking, do you have to use out of place punctuation to help the flow of the speech?
She's used to it.
Yeah, I know. That's my question.
Yes, periodically.
You get running again.
Did you hear that answer, Casey?
Make sure it's okay to have the work we just did.
Not really sure there.
Can everyone go on mute, please?
Yes, periodically.
Oh, she heard it.
And actually spelling too.
You mean you have to misspell some things?
In speeches, I have my name misspelled or idle say Ali.
Now, was that trial and error? You learning that? Yeah.
I have another question, Kathleen.
I would be shocked if you didn't, Kenny. Go ahead.
So, when, like, oh shoot, now I forgot. When you, like, when you had, when it says alley like that, like, is it, maybe it's not sure what you're saying.
Possibly.
Oh yeah, I remember the question. So when like when your mom, like you and your mom sign, is it do you sign really fast or is it like really slow?
I sign ridiculous fast.
I have a question.
Yeah, Natalia has a question. Yes.
You mentioned a few weeks ago that people can now call you and you can communicate on the phone. Is that true? Okay.
Yes.
So, I think it was you and Ren that just taught me how to say sparkle on. Can you show everybody how to say sparkle on?
Yes.
So first, Natalia had a question about
Whether people
about calling Ally, and she can, yeah, so she can definitely do phone calls. So
on her iPhone.
on her iPhone.
Can
On
you
her
do
iPhone.
FaceTime?
Yeah, I remember when you told me that, which was super cool. Now she's going to show everyone how to sign Sparkle On.
Okay, wait, slowly.
Do it slow.
First go. Can you repeat it?
Middle fingers down.
Oh, middle finger.
No, that was from
Shake. Wait, your middle finger down. Yep, yep, sparkle, just your middle. Yep, and now go like this. See, good. Oh, that's so good.
Oh, wait, so this right hand first.
Just you.
I've been doing this all day. I'm like,
Hold on. So Kenny, I'm going to describe what Allie's doing for Sparkle On in sign language. So can you do that one more time? So using both hands, kind of shaking both hands. The middle finger looks like two middle fingers down.
Yeah.
And then kind of shake them both.
Right.
And then you kind of do, like, remember I Dream a Genie? Did you ever see that? Or the genie?
I saw that.
One on top of the other.
Yeah.
One more time.
That's perfect.
I read that.
Susie, I see a hand up. Is that a high hand or a question hand? I don't know. Oh, cool. David, do you have a comment? Oh, you have to unmute. There you go.
There you go.
I did it. Sixth grade and 6 months.
Oh, that's sweet.
Absolute agreement, David. That's very sweet and accurate.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
All righty, everybody, does anyone have any more questions or comments? Yes, Rebecca.
Anyone, sisters, none of mine, I know it feels bad. These in California to show you how to say, you go girl. Right?
Oh, yeah. So hold on, Rebecca, can you do it for the camera too? Rebecca's gonna show everyone how to,
I'd rather not be on camera.
Okay, all right, we'll describe it. She's telling people in the room. Should I put her in the room? All right, so Jeff is going to reenact what Rebecca's doing. She's going to do "You Go Girl."
Yeah.
Go, girl.
My eyes on you, Mr. Jeff King.
You, Mr. Chris.
Christopher.
Go, girl.
Last night was Titanic.
No, Christopher, don't talk. Yes.
Down.
You, go, girl. So, yeah.
Cool. All right, excellent. We are gonna attempt to master now that we have
people learning sign language is excellent. And I think, remember to say American Sign Language. So ASL, American Sign Language.
Is there gonna be an update regarding the sign language class after this meeting, or is it still in the works? The sign language.
Yeah, it's
class?
just the date. No, they've already confirmed, the teachers already confirmed. It's just picking the date that they're gonna come, so. All right. If there are
Well,
no,
thank you, Ally.
if there are no further questions or comments, big round of applause for Ally.
Yay, Allie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Allie.
Thanks, Ally.
Thanks, Ally.
Great job.
Yes, Ally.
Bye.
Great job. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Very exciting. And like I said before, there's going to be a lot of great training taking place over the summer, right? Because we're back ready and we're going to keep moving and keep learning, right?
And grooving, yep.
Great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Allie, Allie, I'll keep free.
Take care, everyone.
You too.